Good afternoon, everyone. It's Rhonda with the Salem, Ohio Public Library, bringing you a last installment of how to use technology to save money. And today we are going to focus on apps. Now, here are a few different apps that you can use to help budget and or save you a little bit of hassle when it comes to paying your bills. And I'm going to go through these one by one and explain what each of them do. And feel free to pause the video and do some research after this to see if any of these apps would work well for you. So the first one is the bank app. So clearly this is going to depend on what kind of bank you have and whether or not you have these different lines of resources to use. However, I strongly suggest that you talk to your bank and see what they have available to you. So for instance, I use Huntington, and Huntington has something called standby cash. And once you have so much money deposited into your account, you sort of get this tiny line of credit that you can use that has 0% interest. So make sure that you're properly utilizing it by putting that toward maybe some credit card debt or paying off some other bills that are possibly accruing interest, and then making sure that it gets paid back to the bank free of interest, and it should work really smoothly and really nicely. Next, we have an app called Acorns. The app automatically keeps the change every time you swipe a linked credit card. So when you spend, let's say like 470 or I'm sorry, $4.75 on a coffee, Acorn will round it up to $5 and then send the change to an investment portfolio for you. It's a way to invest without even thinking twice. So you can start building up a little bit of a nest egg. Now, this one does cost a little money to use every month. So depending on how much you're willing to pay is how much you're going to be able to get out of it. So I believe the cost range anywhere from $1 a month to $3 per month. In the middle here, we have Pocket Guard. Users connect their checking, credit, and savings account, and the app crunches the numbers to show what you're spending. Pocket Guard automatically pulls out transactions from linked accounts so you can see the categories like travel or utility bills. You can also set spending limits that trigger notifications when you're about to cross that line so that you can sort of think one more time about whether or not that purchase is really worth it. It's one of the best budget tracking apps out there, and it's totally free. Next, we have Prism. Prism brings all of your bills together in one place by syncing account balances in the app. Then you can pay everything right in the Prism app. This handy feature helps you avoid late fees, and it helps you get a picture for where your money is being spent each month. And again, this one is also free. Last, I want to share the YNAB, or the You Need a Budget app. This is a great app for people who share their spending with a partner. This app gives you real-time access to what you and your partner are spending from any device, anytime. YNAB offers its members online live workshops to master the art of budgeting. This app is more robust, so you can use it with your Amazon Alexa, but it does come with a higher price tag. The cost, around $84 per year or $7 a month. And just to wrap up this video, I want to discuss a little bit about streaming services. Now, most of us have maybe like Netflix or Hulu, but I really want you to think about whether or not you're getting the best bundle or spending the right money for the bundle that's best for you. So for now, I do want to show you this website very quickly here. We're just going to go to it. And this website is really neat because it shows you the price for all the different bundles. So as you scroll down, you can see here that it shows you things like Paramount Plus, which is $9.99 a month, You have which ones are free. So if you watch Pluto TV at all, we have Showtime, Shutter. So another thing I really suggest you do with this is possibly do a little Googling on if you're a big fan of channels. So maybe you really like ABC or NBC or CBS. Make sure that you just kind of do a little bit of research to see what channels are included in some of these. Now, for those of us who are on Netflix, most of the time you're going to notice that there really are no channels for Netflix. Everything is really just kind of a Netflix exclusive or something that Netflix has partnered with somebody in order to share those videos. However, there are things like Paramount Plus, which are really supportive of CBS programs. So just make sure that you're doing a little bit of research before you go into that. So I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint here, and I really just wanted to leave you on this, where we discuss a little bit about evaluating your budget. So in order to keep your budget nice and neat, you should create a spreadsheet. And on this spreadsheet, make sure you list every possible expense that you have, not just utilities, not just rent, not just internet, but make sure that you're accounting for the amount of gas that you put in your car every week. Make sure that you are putting in any subscription services that you might have. Make sure that you're putting in your credit cards and other just small little things that come out of your account every month. Make sure you get a spreadsheet made. And if you do have any debts, this is a really good, almost psychological way for you to see what you're paying off. And then you can take money that you were using to pay off one thing and sort of reinvest it into another. And then next thing you know, you're making bigger and bigger payments. Next, make sure you create a spending limit. I am the worst at this, so certainly no judgment here. However, I do know that if you create the spending limit, it sort of does something to your brain when you start to go over that spending limit. And that in this situation is not a bad thing. Last but not least is debt consolidation. So I know that there's a lot of options out there for getting another loan with lower interest rates, and that is certainly something that you can look into. However, I actually got to the point where I was able to pay down a lot of my debt by literally transferring my amount from one card to a different card that offered a 0% interest rate. So I believe they call that a balance transfer. Now, in some situations, you of course do have to open up a new credit card in order to get this. And I know some people are really weary of that, and that's fine. But if you are able to open up another credit card and do so responsibly, making sure that you're not just opening up another one just to have another avenue of spending, then you can do that balance transfer and get sometimes as much as up to 12 or 18 months of zero interest on that. And that can make such a difference when you're trying to consolidate your debt. So those are my tips for you today. I hope that it helped in a little in any way possible. However, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I am at the library here at the Salem, Ohio Public Library on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And feel free to set up an appointment and we can discuss any of this in a little bit further detail. All right, everyone. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Have a great day.